Zhufanji, variously translated as a description of barbarian nations, a records of foreign people, or other similar titles, is a Song dynasty work by Zhao Rugua. The work is a collection of descriptions of countries and various products from outside China, and is a source of information on the people, customs and traded commodities of many countries around the world during the Song dynasty. Background: the author Zhao Rugua was a member of the Song dynasty imperial clan. He was posted to Fujian as a supervisor of the maritime trade in Quanzhou. While working in Fujian, he had the opportunity to meet merchants from various countries from whom he gathered information on various countries around the world. He also took note of the various products traded, studied the maps of the period, and together with the information he had learned, he wrote the book, which he finished around 1225 CE. Zhao wrote, "Assigned to this post recently, I spend all day reading various maps. I listed names of these countries and their customs. I removed hearsay and kept facts. I thus name this book Zhufanji. Many entries of Zhufanji take information from other and older works, such as Zhu Yu's Pingzhou Ketan from 1116, Duan Chengshi's 9th century miscellaneous morsels from Yu Yang, and other works. In particular, it borrowed heavily from the 1178 work Linguae Data by another geographer, Zhou Kefair. However, a significant part of the book came from information he gathered from foreign and Chinese traders. As he himself had not traveled overseas, the information collected are necessarily second-hand. Unlike other works such as Daoyi Jilu written by Wang Dayan of the Yuan dynasty, who had traveled overseas to observe other countries at first-hand. Nevertheless, the book contains valuable information on various countries and traded products of the 13th century to modern scholars. The original book was lost. Extracts, however, were found in other compilations and annals, and its content was incorporated into the 15th century Yonggol Encyclopedia. It was then extracted from the Yonggol Encyclopedia by Li Diaoyuan and recompiled for inclusion in his collection known as Han Hai in 1781. Content: the book is divided into 2 volumes. The first volume gives a description of various countries and the customs of the local people. The second volume provides information on trade goods available from those countries. Some of the information given in the book are fanciful tales. For example, the description of the giant bird in Madagascar as being so big that it can swallow a camel whole, and he may have incorporated inaccurate information from other Chinese written sources, but much of his own sources appear to be generally accurate. Volume 1 and Volume 1, 58 countries and regions are given. The countries recorded include kingdoms in Southeast Asia, such as Jiaoxi, Zhenle, Lingyasijia, Sanfoki, Pugan, and places in the Philippines such as Maya. Countries in the Indian subcontinent such as Huchila and Junian are also mentioned. It also gives more information than previously available in Chinese sources on the Islamic world, referred to as the country of Dashi, such as on Bada and Madja, and countries and products within its sphere. The book further listed countries and places in Africa. These include Wuzali and its city of Agentua, Baipawo, Jonglei, Sengbar, Binarai, and Tuopandi. In this book, he described places such as the famed lighthouse of Alexandria. The furthest western state described is Mulanpai, which included southern Spain. The Mediterranean island of Sicily is also mentioned. Volume 2 In Volume 2, 47 products were listed, 22 of which came from Central Asia and Africa. Zhao gave information on the various traded products of the early 13th century, for example, on the origin of frankincense being traded into China from Arabia. Ruzhang or Zunluzhang comes from the 3 Dashi countries of Mabate, Shi, and Dofar, from the depths of the remotest mountains. The tree which yields this drug may generally be compared to the pine tree. Its trunk is notched with a hacket, upon which the resin flows out, and, when hardened, turns into incense, which is gathered and made into lumps. It is transported on elephants to the dashi, who then load it upon their ships to exchange it for other commodities in Sanfuki. This is the reason why it is commonly collected at and known as a product of Sanfuki. Translation. A partially annotated and translated English version was first given by Friedrich Hirth and W. W. Rockhill in 1911.